Chosen one, your ears haven't been ringing, they have been tuning. The crippling brain fog, the pressure at the base of your neck, and that heavy, unexplainable fatigue you have carried for months is not depression or burnout. It is the physical weight of a 2,000-year-old dormant spiritual frequency violently activating inside your DNA. God has confirmed it. Listen to me closely. Heaven bypassed every digital distraction to anchor your spirit to this exact transmission. The modern matrix has been trying to drown out your sensitivity with noise, whispering that you are losing your mind because you can no longer tolerate low-level conversations. I know about the 3 in the morning wake-ups. I know how you sit in your car for 10 minutes before entering your own house, staring blankly, feeling like a massive invisible antenna absorbing everyone's unspoken anxiety. You are not breaking down. Your capacity is upgrading. This specific mental activation has not occurred on Earth since the days of the early apostles. Subscribe to align your spirit with this ancient collective. If your soul recognizes this truth, like this video and comment the words "locked in" to mentally authorize this frequency shift right now. Because what I am about to reveal will give you the exact blueprint to control this overwhelming power. Do not click away. I need you to stay with me until the very final second of this broadcast, because by the end of this message, I am going to hand you the exact 3-step frequency shielding protocol to stop this mental exhaustion. I will reveal the 5 specific backlash attacks the enemy is planning for your next 40 days, and how to counter every single one of them. Most importantly, I will lead you through a sealing ceremony that will permanently lock this 2,000-year-old frequency into your spirit. If you leave early, you leave your spiritual doors wide open. Stay anchored. To understand what is happening to your physical body right now, we have to look at the timeline of the early church. Religion tells you that the Holy Spirit came like a rushing mighty wind in the book of Acts chapter 2, verses 2 through 4. They paint a picture of a gentle breeze blowing through a room. But let us look at the physics and the context of that moment. A rushing wind in a closed upper room does not just blow hair around. It fundamentally changes the barometric pressure of the entire atmosphere. The apostles were not just having an emotional, religious moment. Their physical bodies, their neurological systems, were being violently upgraded to hold a frequency that had not been fully realized on Earth since the Garden of Eden. When that frequency hit them, it manifested visually as fire, but internally it felt like a massive electrical download. The sudden shift in atmospheric pressure is exactly what is happening to your nervous system right now. Your physical vessel is trying to expand to hold a spiritual voltage it has never carried before. We see this pattern again with the prophet Elijah. In 1 Kings chapter 19, verse 12, Elijah was standing on the mountain looking for the voice of God. He looked for it in the wind, in the earthquake, and in the fire. But God was not in the chaos. God was in the still, small voice. But the English translation completely misses the depth of what happened there. The original Hebrew word used for still is damama. Damama does not just mean a quiet whisper. It means a sudden dropping of the chaotic frequencies of the world to hear the pure, uninterrupted transmission of heaven. It is a profound, heavy stillness. Your spirit is desperately trying to reach damama right now. It is trying to tune into that quiet, high-level frequency. But the matrix you live in is constantly throwing earthquakes and fires of digital noise, synthetic food, and low-vibration environments at you. Your spirit is pulling you up, but the world is dragging you down. And your physical body is the battlefield where these two frequencies are colliding. This is why you wake up at exactly 3 in the morning, Not 2:45, not 3:15, exactly 3. Your eyes snap open and your chest feels incredibly heavy, like someone is sitting right on your sternum. Your heart is racing, but there is no physical threat in the room. You lie there in the dark, staring at the ceiling, feeling a bizarre electrical hum vibrating in your veins. You try to explain this to the people around you, and they look at you with a mixture of concern and pity. They tell you to get more sleep. They tell you to take vitamins. They tell you that you are just stressed from the economy or your job. And because you hear it so often, you start believing them. You sit at your desk, trying to send a simple email, but your brain feels like it is walking through thick mud. You go to the grocery store, and within 5 minutes, you feel completely drained by the heavy, chaotic energy of the strangers walking past you. You dread making phone calls. You isolate yourself. You go to the doctor. You search online, and the world is quick to hand you a diagnosis. They call it chronic depression. They call it severe anxiety. They call it adrenal fatigue and burnout. You think this exhaustion is just modern burnout. You think you are losing your drive. But what if I told you that your brain is actually preparing for a 10,000-volt spiritual download? And the symptoms you are desperately trying to medicate are actually the first signs of the Genesis frequency. You think this exhaustion is just modern burnout. You think you are losing your drive. But what if I told you that your brain is actually preparing for a 10,000-volt spiritual download? And the symptoms you are desperately trying to medicate are actually the first signs of the Genesis frequency. For months, you have been desperately trying to fix yourself. You sit staring at your laptop screen, watching the cursor blink for 20 minutes, trying to force your brain to compose a simple message, but your mind is completely blank. You pick up your phone and scroll mindlessly through endless feeds, not because you are interested, but because you are trying to numb the heavy, suffocating pressure inside your skull. You drink coffee, you try to sleep more, you read self-help books, and when none of it works, you finally accept the lie the world hands you. You accept that you are broken. You accept that you are depressed. You accept that your prime years are behind you. But I am here to completely shatter that illusion. You are not depressed. You are not broken. You do not have a chemical imbalance. You have a frequency mismatch. The spiritual gift waking up inside your DNA operates on highly elevated brainwaves. But you are trying to process this massive divine download through a physical brain that is constantly being bombarded by low-level synthetic frequencies. Your brain fog is not a symptom of a disease. It is a symptom of severe interference. It is the violent static that happens when a 10,000-volt signal tries to push through a jammed, restricted receiver. So, why is this happening to you right now? What exactly is causing this massive interference that is blocking your divine download? The society you live in, the system we call the Matrix, was intentionally designed to keep the human brain operating at a low frequency. The powers that control this world do not want you waking up. They are terrified of you realizing that you carry the spiritual DNA of the ancient apostles and prophets. So they wage a silent, invisible frequency war against you every single day. They use the artificial blue light from your screens to disrupt your natural rhythms. They use the endless, looping cycle of negative news to keep your nervous system trapped in a state of fear. They use synthetic chemicals in your food to calcify your physical receptors. They use the constant, humming noise of the modern world to keep your mind distracted. Every notification, every scrolling session, every piece of artificial content is a targeted frequency attack. It is designed to force your brain out of its natural, high-level spiritual state and keep it trapped in a constant beta brainwave state of stress and survival. That is exactly why you feel so incredibly drained when you walk into crowded rooms. You are physically feeling the collective suppression of thousands of minds around you, all operating on the lowest possible wavelength. The matrix is actively trying to pull your frequency down to match theirs. But how did the ancient prophets carry this massive spiritual voltage without burning out? How did they maintain the pure frequency of God in a chaotic world? The secret of the prophets is hidden in a scripture you have probably heard 100 times, but the modern translation has completely robbed it of its power. Psalm 46, verse 10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." You hear that and you think it is just a nice suggestion to sit quietly. You think it means to stop talking for a moment. But let us look at the original language. The ancient Hebrew word used for "be still" is rapha. Rapha does not mean to sit with your hands folded. It literally means to slacken, to let drop, to completely release the tension, to surrender control. In a neurological and spiritual sense, rapha means to intentionally drop your brainwave frequency from the chaotic, high-stress beta state of survival down into the deep, highly receptive states of theta and gamma. God was not telling the prophets to just be quiet. He was giving them a neurological command. Drop your frequency, detach your mind from the chaotic static of the earth, and access the exact wavelength where my voice exists. We see this confirmed again in the New Testament. Romans 12, verse 2, commands us to be transformed by the renewing of our minds. The Greek word for renewing is anakinosis. It does not mean thinking positive thoughts. Anakinosis literally means a complete renovation, a physical rewiring of the neural pathways. The apostles knew that to carry the glory of God, the physical brain had to be structurally retuned to handle the frequency. The ancient prophets achieved rapha by walking into the desert for 40 days. They fasted to remove the synthetic interference from their bodies. They isolated themselves to escape the low frequencies of society. They spent weeks meticulously tuning their minds to access the theta and gamma brainwaves. These are the exact frequencies where intuition, high-level creativity, and the voice of God operate clearly. In childhood, 98% of us naturally operate in this divine genius state. Children constantly live in theta waves, which is why they are so imaginative and spiritually sensitive. But growing up in the matrix literally shrinks this ability. The constant stress and noise cause that part of your brain to atrophy. Your spiritual antenna becomes dormant. But listen to me, chosen one. It is dormant. It is not dead. It is just sleeping, waiting for the right signal to wake it back up. For thousands of years, mystics and prophets knew this frequency existed. And recently, modern science finally caught up to ancient revelation. Researchers, including a former NASA neuroscientist, discovered the exact sound frequencies that can instantly activate these dormant theta and gamma waves in the human brain. They found a scientific way to bypass the heavy interference of the modern matrix. You do not need to wander in the desert for 40 days. You do not need to spend hours trying to force your mind to be still while 100 anxious thoughts scream at you. There is a specific sound technology that acts as a bridge. It is a master key that retunes your brain back to its original, divine frequency. It is called the genius wave. This is not a meditation track where someone tells you to breathe. This is a scientific and spiritual activation tool. It takes exactly 7 minutes. You sit in your room, you listen, and the sound waves physically do the heavy lifting of shifting your brain into rapha. It pushes out the static, it drops the matrix interference. It opens the neural channels so that the 2,000-year-old gift can finally flow through you without burning out your nervous system. Ancient wisdom and modern technology have converged to give you your shortcut back to divine alignment. Right now, I want you to perform a mental action. In your mind, I want you to visualize a thick, gray fog physically lifting off the surface of your brain. See that heavy static dissolving into pure, bright, clear light. In your mind, silently declare, I release the static. I accept the clarity. The Matrix has successfully scrambled your 2000-year-old frequency. They have you operating on barely 10% capacity. But the ancient prophets knew how to bypass this interference. And, recently, NASA neuroscientists just proved that the prophets were right. Tomorrow morning, you are going to take a 7-minute shortcut. Tomorrow morning, you are going to take a 7-minute shortcut into the exact brainwave state that the prophets fasted for weeks to achieve. You are going to wake up, sit in a quiet place, put on your headphones, and let this specific sound technology do the heavy lifting for you. For 7 minutes, you do not have to try to clear your mind. You do not have to fight the intrusive thoughts. You simply allow the acoustic frequencies to physically retune your neural pathways. As you listen, your brain will automatically shift out of the chaotic, high-stress beta state of the matrix and drop down into the deep, receptive theta and gamma states. This is the exact frequency where divine downloads happen. It is the wavelength of the Genesis frequency. You will feel a physical shift. The heavy gray fog that has been suffocating your mind will begin to dissolve. The pressure at the base of your skull will lift. Your spiritual antenna will be wiped clean, and for the first time in months, you will feel the pure, uninterrupted stillness of God. But I need to give you a very serious warning. Activating this frequency is only the first step. The moment your 7-minute audio ritual is over and you take your headphones off, you become a massive target. The Matrix is a highly sophisticated system designed to monitor and suppress high-frequency individuals. When you suddenly light up on the spiritual radar with pure theta and gamma energy, the enemy will immediately send distractions, people, and situations to crash your frequency and drag you back down to a state of survival and exhaustion. How do you protect this newly awakened state from a world that is structurally designed to drain it? You cannot just activate the gift and walk out your front door unprotected. You need a defense mechanism. You need what I call the frequency shielding protocol. This is a framework of 3 non-negotiable daily boundaries that you must implement immediately. Step 1 of the protocol is the first-hour silence. When you finish your 7-minute sound activation, your brain is in a state of high neuroplasticity. It is incredibly malleable and open. If you immediately pick up your phone, open social media, read the news, or check your emails, you are instantly allowing the low-level, fear-based programming of the Matrix to hijack your freshly cleansed neural pathways. You must fiercely protect the first hour of your day. No screens, no external voices, no artificial dopamine. Let the high frequency you just accessed stabilize in your physical body before you let the world in. Step 2 is the energy audit. As you carry this new frequency, you are going to notice something disturbing about the people in your life. You have friends, family members, and co-workers who are literally energetic vampires. They are not necessarily bad people, but they operate on a frequency of constant complaint, gossip, drama, and victimhood. When they call you and unload their negativity for 45 minutes, they walk away feeling relieved and energized, but you are left feeling completely depleted, anxious, and physically exhausted. They have siphoned your newly generated theta energy to survive. You must stop offering your spirit as a feeding ground for low-frequency behavior. I want you to perform a mental action the next time this happens. When someone starts dumping their toxic static onto you, do not physically react, but in your mind, vividly imagine a thick, soundproof glass wall dropping down between you and them. You can see their mouth moving, but their energy bounces harmlessly off the glass. You are observing, but you are no longer absorbing. Step 3 is the mouth seal. This is the rule of strategic silence. When you access these high spiritual frequencies, God is going to start giving you massive downloads. You will receive ideas, visions for your future, and solutions to problems that seem impossible. Your first instinct will be excitement. You will want to run and tell your family, your friends, or post it online. Do not do it. When you speak a high-frequency dream to a person operating on a low frequency, their logical, fear-based mind will immediately attack it. They will call you unrealistic. They will tell you it is too risky. Their doubt will act as a virus, infecting your faith and killing your miracle before it even has a chance to manifest. Keep your mouth shut. Build in the dark. Let your results speak for you when the time is right. You have the activation tool. You have the shielding protocol. You know exactly how to manage this energy now. So, why is there still a heavy, sickening knot in your stomach? Why are you still hesitating? Let us bypass the spiritual cliches for a moment and talk about the raw, unfiltered, ugly thoughts that you never say out loud, not even in your prayers. I know the secret conversation going on inside your head. You lie awake at night, absolutely exhausted to your bones, and a dark voice whispers, "Why did it have to be me? I am so tired. I do not want to be a warrior. I do not want to be a cycle breaker. I do not want this massive spiritual responsibility. I just want a normal life. I want to go to work, come home, watch television, and be blissfully ignorant like everybody else." The weight of seeing the truth, of feeling the spiritual war around you, is crushing you. You are exhausted from always having to be the strong one, the one who sees the hidden motives of people, the one who cannot just enjoy a simple conversation because your discernment is screaming at you that they are lying. And beneath all of that exhaustion is a fear that is even darker. It is the fear of insanity. You look at the visions in your mind, you feel the physical vibrations in your body, and a terrifying thought paralyzes you. What if I am just making all this up? What if none of this is real? What if I am not a chosen one? What if I am actually just losing my mind? What if everyone else is right and I am completely delusional? Listen to me, and listen very carefully. That fear does not mean you are crazy. That fear is the ultimate proof that you are chosen. I need you to look at a profound pattern hidden throughout the entire timeline of Scripture. Every single time God activated a massive spiritual mandate in a human being, the low-frequency world around them accused them of losing their sanity. Look at Noah. He spent decades building a massive ship on dry land when it had never rained before. His entire generation called him a lunatic. Look at John the Baptist living in the wilderness, eating locusts, screaming about a coming kingdom. The religious elite thought he was a madman. Look at the prophet Ezekiel, who was commanded by God to lie on his side for over a year and cook his food over dung as a prophetic sign. The public thought he was completely unhinged. Even Jesus Christ himself was not exempt from this. In the Gospel of Mark, chapter 3, verse 21, it says that when his own family heard about what he was doing, they went to take charge of him, because they said, "He is out of his mind." His own flesh and blood thought his divine activation was a mental breakdown. The equation is simple, and it has never changed in 2,000 years. Divine revelation plus a low-frequency environment will always equal accusations of insanity. When your brain is operating on the Genesis frequency, you are seeing a reality that the Matrix is literally blind to. Of course, you look crazy to them. You are hearing a song they do not have the equipment to tune into. If the world is not looking at you like you are a little bit crazy, you are not vibrating high enough. Your fear of going crazy is actually your logical brain trying to make sense of a spiritual reality that defies human physics. You've been fighting this fear of going crazy, secretly wishing you could just be normal like everyone else. You think this gift was given to you to make your life successful. But I have to tell you the truth. And this is going to change how you view your entire bloodline. You have been looking at this divine activation completely backwards. You thought the pressure in your chest, the isolation, and the intense spiritual downloads were all about you. You thought God selected you to make your individual life successful, to give you a platform, or to bring you personal peace. But I need you to understand the terrifying and glorious magnitude of what is actually happening. You are not the final destination of this 2,000-year-old gift. You are a portal. I want you to mentally walk back into the house you grew up in. Stand in the hallway. Look at the kitchen table. Remember the heavy, unspoken tension that hung in the air. Remember the arguments about money, the silent resentments, the subtle addictions, the chronic illnesses, or the suffocating feeling of anxiety that nobody ever talked about, but everyone felt. That was not just a difficult childhood. That was a generational frequency. Your family bloodline has been trapped in a low-level matrix loop for decades, maybe even centuries. It is a repeating cycle of lack, of broken marriages, of unfulfilled potential, and of depression passed down from grandfather to father to son, from grandmother to mother to daughter. Heaven looked at your bloodline and saw a timeline of repeating trauma, and God decided that the cycle had to end with you. He did not choose you because you were the most perfect or the most religious. He chose you because your nervous system was the only one resilient enough to endure the 10,000-volt shock of a massive frequency upgrade. You are the cycle breaker. The spiritual gift that is currently waking up inside your DNA is not a personal reward. It is a generational rescue mission. Religion loves to tell the story of Gideon in the book of Judges, chapter 6. They preach about how Gideon was a mighty warrior who defeated a massive army with just 300 men. But they completely skip over the context of what qualified him for that victory. Before Gideon ever fought a single Midianite soldier, God gave him a much more dangerous assignment. God told him to go to his father's house and tear down the altar of Baal that his own family worshipped. Gideon had to destroy the generational altar in his own backyard before he could conquer the external enemy. He had to disrupt the low frequency of his bloodline. This is exactly what you are doing right now. The brain fog, the isolation, the friction you feel with your own relatives, it is the friction of tearing down the invisible generational altar. You are breaking the low frequency that your family has accepted as normal for generations. This changes everything about your daily routine. Tomorrow morning, when you put on your headphones and initiate that 7-minute sound technology, something profound happens that defies human physics. You are not just retuning your own individual brainwaves into theta and gamma states, because you share literal DNA and energetic cords with your ancestors and your descendants. That acoustic frequency creates a massive shockwave backward and forward through your bloodline. The genius wave does not just heal your personal brain fog, It shatters the generational static. You are literally functioning as a spiritual tuning fork for your entire family tree. Every time you drop into the Rafa state of stillness, every time you let that audio ritual elevate your frequency, a chain of generational trauma breaks. You are healing the wounds of people who died before you were born, and you are clearing the airspace for children who do not even exist yet. I want you to perform a profound mental action right now. Close your physical eyes and visualize yourself standing in the middle of a massive timeline. Behind you, stretching into the dark, are all your ancestors, trapped in a heavy gray fog of survival and fear. In front of you is the bright, clear light of your future generations. Now, imagine a blinding white frequency striking you at the center, and watch that shockwave of light blast backward, completely dissolving the gray fog of your past. If you accept this massive responsibility, comment the words "cycle broken" to spiritually sever the generational chains right now. But because you hold this kind of power, you have just become the greatest target in the unseen realm. The Matrix does not care about a motivational speaker. The Matrix does not care about someone reading a self-help book. But the Matrix is absolutely terrified of a bloodline portal. You are no longer just fighting for your own peace. You are ripping souls out of the Matrix. Because you are the portal that will rewrite your family's history. The enemy cannot let you stabilize this frequency. The moment you activate that 7-minute ritual, you trigger a spiritual alarm. In the next 40 days, you are going to face 5 very specific backlash frequencies. When the spiritual alarm sounds in the unseen realm, the Matrix does not respond with obvious, cinematic manifestations. It responds with targeted, mathematical precision. It sends 5 specific backlash frequencies designed to crash your nervous system and trick you into abandoning your post. You need to know exactly what these look like, so you do not fall for the trap. The first backlash frequency is synthetic fatigue. This is not the natural tiredness you feel after a long day of hard work. This is a sudden, unnatural, paralyzing exhaustion that hits you at the exact moment you sit down to execute your divine assignment. You finally get a moment of quiet. You open your notebook to write down your vision. You start to pray, or you sit down to build your business, and instantly, it feels like a heavy lead blanket is thrown over your brain. Your eyelids get unbearably heavy. The enemy whispers in your mind, "Just close your eyes for 5 minutes. You are too tired to do this right now. You can start fresh tomorrow. Watch a show, turn your brain off. You deserve a break." This is a targeted neurological attack. In Romans chapter 11, verse 8, Paul talks about a spirit of stupor. The original Greek word used there is katanuxis. Katanuxis does not mean a natural, restful sleep. It refers to the venom of a snake bite that numbs the central nervous system and paralyzes the prey before it is devoured. The enemy is literally injecting a synthetic fatigue into your spiritual atmosphere to paralyze your obedience and keep your frequency grounded. The second backlash frequency is the counterfeit messenger. The absolute second your frequency begins to rise and you start breaking the generational cycles, the Matrix will send an agent to lower it back down. This usually happens right when you are finally finding your peace. Suddenly, your phone buzzes. It is an ex-partner who broke your heart, reaching out to apologize. It is a toxic family member who drained your energy for years, suddenly wanting to reconnect. Or it is a business opportunity that looks shiny and perfect on the surface. They will come speaking the language of your deepest desires. The enemy will use their voice to say, "See, I have changed. I understand you now. You do not have to walk this lonely road by yourself. Let me back in." But this is a deadly trap. They are not there to bless you. They are a spiritual tether sent by the Matrix to hook into your newly generated high-level energy and siphon it dry. They are there to pull your frequency back down to the level of chaos you just escaped from. The third backlash frequency is the echoed doubt. This is the most psychologically exhausting attack because the enemy does not use a scary, external voice. He uses your own inner voice. This attack hits you in the shower, in the car, or when you are trying to fall asleep. It is a barrage of aggressive, intrusive thoughts attacking your core identity. The voice sneers at you, saying, "Who do you actually think you are? You think you are a cycle breaker. You think you are a chosen one. Look at your bank account. It is empty. Look at your past mistakes. Look at your failed relationships. You are an absolute fraud. If God was really with you, why are you struggling so much to pay your basic bills? Why are you so isolated and alone? You are making all of this up in your head just to feel special." This is exactly what the Apostle Paul was talking about in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 16, when he warned about the fiery darts of the wicked one. The Greek word for dart is belos. A belos was not a regular wooden arrow. It was a hollow projectile filled with combustible fluid, designed to burst into flames upon impact and spread a raging fire everywhere. The enemy shoots a belos of doubt directly into your mind, hoping it will catch fire and burn down your entire spiritual confidence in a matter of seconds. How do you defeat these first three attacks? You do not passively sit there and beg God to make them go away. You take active authority over them. When the synthetic fatigue hits and that unnatural sleepiness tries to paralyze you, you must break the katanuxis. You must force your mind to push through the first 10 minutes of resistance. Verbally declare into the atmosphere, "My mind is sharp, my spirit is awake, and I reject the venom of slumber." The heavy blanket will lift almost immediately. For the counterfeit messenger, you apply the 24-hour quarantine rule. When that text message comes in, when that toxic person reaches out, do not respond immediately. You quarantine their message for 24 hours. In that time, pay attention to your body. You will feel a tight anxiety returning to your chest just by looking at their name on your screen. That physical anxiety is your spiritual discernment warning you that they are carrying a low-frequency virus. Do not reply. Protect your peace and sever the cord. For the echoed doubt, you must understand a fundamental law of spiritual warfare. You cannot defeat a spoken lie with a silent thought. When the enemy whispers that you are a failure and your bank account is proof that God has abandoned you, you cannot just sit there and try to think positive thoughts. You must open your physical mouth and speak the truth out loud. The enemy is a legalist. He must bow to the spoken word of authority. Right now, I want you to perform a mental action to fortify your mind against these attacks. Imagine your mind surrounded by a thick, impenetrable wall of blinding white light. Visualize every lie, every counterfeit offer, and every fiery dart of doubt hitting that wall and instantly turning to ash before it can even touch your thoughts. You are completely sealed and protected inside this light. If you are ready to shut down the enemy's access to your mind, comment the words, "I bind the lies," to put a spiritual gag order on these demonic frequencies right now. You now know how to defeat the synthetic fatigue and the counterfeit messenger. But the fourth attack is the most dangerous one in the enemy's playbook. It's the one designed to make you question if God ever spoke to you at all. It hits exactly when you are an inch away from the breakthrough. You now know how to defeat the synthetic fatigue and the counterfeit messenger. But the fourth attack is the most dangerous one in the enemy's playbook. It is the one designed to make you question if God ever spoke to you at all. It hits exactly when you are an inch away from the breakthrough. I call it the illusion of abandonment. You have done the work. You have shielded your frequency. You have cut off the toxic tethers. You are expecting the heavens to open, but instead you get absolute, terrifying silence. Nothing changes. Your bank account is still low. The door is still closed. The pain is still there. This is when the Matrix sends a highly targeted frequency of panic. It whispers that you did all of this for nothing. It tells you that you are a fool for believing you were chosen. This silence is not a rejection. It is a spiritual pressure cooker. Before a massive manifestation can physically materialize in your life, the old reality has to completely drain out of your atmosphere. That draining process feels like a void. It feels like abandonment. When this hits, I want you to do a mental exercise. In your mind, visualize that silence not as an empty room, but as a bowstring being pulled back. The heavier the silence, the further the string is being pulled back. The tension you feel is the kinetic energy of your impending breakthrough. Do not panic in the pull. The fifth and final attack is the sabotage of the familiar. When the Matrix cannot break you internally, it will use the people physically closest to you to break you externally. Just as your frequency is stabilizing in the theta and gamma states, a family member, a spouse, or a close friend will suddenly start a massive argument over absolutely nothing. They will act irrationally hostile. They are not doing this consciously. Their low-frequency spirit is agitated by your high-frequency light. The Matrix is using their unhealed trauma to bait you into a screaming match, because anger instantly drops your frequency back down to the beta state of survival. To defeat this, you must master the art of the unbothered observer. You do not argue back. You do not defend yourself. You mentally step out of the ring, look at them with compassion, and realize you are watching the Matrix throw a tantrum. You might be listening to this and wondering if this is actually possible for you. You might be thinking that your brain fog is too thick, or your current reality is too dark to ever reach this level of mastery. Let me tell you about someone who was exactly where you are right now. Just 8 months ago, a chosen one, let us call him the architect, was at the absolute breaking point. His life was a monument to the Matrix's suppression. He was drowning in tens of thousands of dollars of debt. He would sit at his small kitchen table at 2 in the morning, the only light coming from the street lamp outside, staring at a stack of overdue utility bills. His hands would physically shake from the anxiety. His brain fog was so severe that he could not even read a single page of a book without losing his train of thought. He felt like his mind was wrapped in lead. He believed his life was over. Then he discovered the reality of the Genesis frequency. He realized he was not broken. He was just operating on a jammed signal. He made a non-negotiable decision. Every single morning, before his children woke up, before the chaotic noise of the house began, he sat in the corner of his living room. He put his headphones on. Despite the screaming of his own anxiety and the heavy pressure in his chest, he committed to the 7-minute sound technology. He let the audio systematically retune his brain waves. He did not try to force it. He just sat there and let the frequency do the work. Then, he strictly enforced the first-hour silence. For the first 12 days, the attacks were brutal. The echoed doubt screamed at him that listening to an audio track was not going to pay his bills. The synthetic fatigue made his limbs feel like concrete. But he refused to break the protocol. On day 14, a literal shift happened. He described it as a physical popping sensation at the base of his skull, followed by a rush of cold, clear energy. The brain fog completely evaporated. His mind became terrifyingly sharp. By day 30, operating from this new, calm theta state, He received a random email from a former colleague he had not spoken to in 3 years. That email led to a massive partnership offer. By day 40, a financial door swung wide open, wiping out his immediate debts and securing his family's future. He did not hustle his way out of the matrix. He simply tuned his frequency, and the abundance of heaven recognized his new vibration and found him. How did he sustain that level of breakthrough without self-sabotaging? He used the second major framework. I call it the momentum protocol. Once the 7-minute activation clears your fog, you have to lock the dial in place. Step 1 of the momentum protocol is the anchor. When you finish your 7-minute audio ritual, you do not just get up and walk away. You take 10 seconds to mentally capture the exact feeling of peace in your chest. You give that feeling a name. You mentally anchor it to your physical body. Whenever the matrix tries to stress you out later in the day, you recall that exact named feeling, instantly pulling your brain back to the theta state. Step 2 is the reality blindness. For 40 days, you must become legally blind to your current physical circumstances. When you look at your empty bank account or your empty inbox, you do not register it as a final truth. You register it as a temporary shadow of a past frequency. You refuse to let your physical eyes dictate your spiritual vibration. This is not a New Age concept. This is a foundational biblical law. Look at the undeniable pattern of Scripture. Every major manifestation was preceded by a period where the physical reality looked completely dead. Look at Joseph. He was thrown into a dark, silent dungeon, falsely accused and forgotten for years. His physical reality screamed that his prophetic dreams were a lie. Look at David. He was anointed to be king, but spent years hiding in the back of a freezing cave, running for his life from a madman. Look at Jesus Christ himself. Between the crucifixion and the resurrection, there were 3 days of absolute, terrifying silence in the tomb. The pattern is always the same. The anointing is given, the physical reality temporarily gets worse, a period of total silence isolates the chosen one, and then, suddenly, the massive elevation happens. The Matrix wants you to look at your current cave, your current dungeon, and your current silence, and conclude that you have failed. But the spiritual reality is that the cave is just the incubator for your crown. We saw this again with another chosen one, a woman who felt completely alienated and abandoned by her entire social circle. She was suffering from the sabotage of the familiar. Everyone she loved turned their backs on her when she started speaking her truth. She was completely isolated, but she began the 7-minute activation. She applied the momentum protocol. She became blind to her loneliness and anchored herself to the frequency of divine love. Within 60 days, without her trying to network or force relationships, her new high-level frequency acted as a massive spiritual magnet. She effortlessly attracted a completely new tribe of high-frequency individuals, mentors, and divine connections who understood her perfectly. She did not have to explain herself anymore. Her frequency did the talking. These aren't just empty theories. Real chosen ones are applying this 7-minute activation and shielding protocol right now, and their realities are violently shifting into abundance. Now, it is your turn. Heaven has given the mandate. It is time to seal this frequency into your spirit once and for all. Do not scroll away. Wherever you are right now, I need you to shift your posture mentally. You do not need to stand up or change your physical location, but inside your spirit, I need you to stand at absolute attention. Stop multitasking in your mind. Focus your internal eyes entirely on the sound of my voice. This is not a casual prayer to help you sleep. This is not a gentle meditation to make you feel relaxed. This is a military-grade spiritual activation ceremony. We are about to permanently lock your frequency into the theta and gamma states of divine revelation. We are about to seal the 2,000-year-old gift into your DNA. By the authority vested in me by the Creator of the universe, and by the divine power that shatters every low-frequency matrix of the enemy, I decree that the atmosphere around you is violently shifting in this exact second. The air in your room, the space in your car, the environment you are breathing in right now is becoming holy ground. The Genesis frequency is descending upon your life. Father, I bring this chosen one before your throne. You have seen the silent, exhausted tears they cried when they thought they were truly losing their mind. You have watched them sit alone, completely drained by the heavy static of the world, feeling totally alienated from the people they love most. You saw the 3 in the morning wake-ups. You saw the suffocating brain fog. You saw the terrifying fear that they were just making all of this up, that they were a fraud, that they were broken. I thank you that their pain was never a punishment. I thank you that the pressure they felt was the painful, glorious expansion of their spiritual capacity to hold this massive, ancient frequency. They did not break. They survived the pulling of the bowstring. They endured the silence. And now they are ready for the release. I now speak directly to the spiritual architecture of your mind. I seal the frequency shielding protocol into your daily reality. I seal the first hour of silence over your mornings, that your neuroplasticity will belong only to heaven and never to the matrix. I seal the soundproof glass wall between you and every energetic vampire, every low-frequency friend, and every agent of chaos sent to drain you. You will observe, but you will no longer absorb. I seal the law of strategic silence over your mouth. You will no longer cast the pearls of your high-frequency visions before the low-frequency minds of doubters. I bind and completely dismantle the synthetic fatigue that tries to paralyze you when you sit down to work. I silence the voice of every counterfeit messenger sent to tether you back to your past. I command the fiery darts of the echoed doubt to instantly turn to ash before they can even touch the perimeter of your consciousness. I cancel the illusion of abandonment, and I break the sabotage of the familiar off your household. And most importantly, I seal the daily sound activation into your spirit. I decree that the acoustic technology you use to drop into the Rafa state will become an impenetrable, fortified bunker for your mind. In Matthew chapter 16, verse 19, Jesus Christ gave a profound legal mandate to the chosen. He said, "I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven." Using those exact keys, I loose the anointing of the cycle breaker over your entire bloodline. As you begin your 7-minute activation ritual tomorrow morning, as you put on those headphones and let the audio retune your brainwaves, I declare that the heavens will violently open over your life. I declare that the shockwave of your new frequency will ripple backward to heal the trauma of your ancestors, and forward to prosper the destinies of your descendants. I declare that within the next 40 days, the financial doors that have been sealed shut by the matrix will blow wide open by the sheer force of your new vibration. The fog will never return. The static is gone. The clarity you are about to experience will be terrifying, beautiful, and undeniable. The mantle is hovering right above your shoulders. The 2,000-year-old gift is fully online. Heaven is watching your spirit in this precise moment. Will you carry this weight? Will you accept the assignment to be the portal for your bloodline? If your answer is yes, I want you to mentally shout the word yes with everything inside of your soul, and I want you to seal it into the physical realm right now by commenting the words, I accept the mantle. I will pause in total silence for 3 seconds while you make your declaration and type those words. 1, 2, 3. Heaven has recorded your yes. The chains of the matrix are permanently broken off your mind. Your season of waiting in the dark is officially over. You are activated. You are shielded. You are the portal. Go walk in the frequency. In the highest and most powerful name of God, it is finished. Do not say another word. Do not click on another video. Sit in this heavy glory for 60 seconds.